thing, right? So finally on Christmas, by the way, Merry Christmas. Hope you guys are having a great one, a safe one. And, if you're partaking, not too much. Not too much. Maybe some eggnog. Maybe some Crown Royal and Coke. Oh, never mind. Did I transform for a second? Did somebody say drink Tito's? That's hilarious because I think I've had 2 beers all year. Anyway,
the highly anticipated moment finally arrived on Christmas Day when Caitlin Clark's debut Nike advertisement launched, creating massive buzz across social media platforms. This release came after considerable criticism directed at Nike for taking so long to feature the women's basketball phenomenon in her own branded campaign. Many observers had hoped Clark might switch representation, potentially moving away from her current agent and Nike partnership to explore opportunities with competing athletic brands. While she maintains a separate agreement with Wilson Basketball for equipment, the shoe and apparel situation remained with Nike despite the delays. The Christmas Day timing wasn't accidental.
That's hilarious because I think I've had 2 beers all year. Anyway, I did used to partake a good bit, though. So today, this is dropped on Christmas. They waited to Christmas. I assume this will probably come out during NBA basketball today. Caitlin Clark's quote from Anywhere Nike ad features Travis Scott and the Kelce brothers. They are in this ad. We're one step closer to Caitlin Clark's signature shoe unveiling, but before that, the moment has arrived in 2026.
The commercial, titled From Anywhere, premiered during the holiday, likely strategically placed during NBA games to maximize viewership. This advertisement represents the initial step toward Clark's signature footwear line, expected to debut in 2026, positioning her among Nike's elite athletes with personalized shoe collections. The spot features several notable personalities, including rapper Travis Scott, NFL players Jason and Travis Kelce, comedian Michael Che from Saturday Night Live, and actress Leslie Bibb. The advertisement's concept revolves around Clark's trademark long-range shooting ability, with various people challenging her to make increasingly difficult shots from absurd distances. The commercial portrays people repeatedly asking whether Clark can make baskets from various locations, expressing doubt about her range.
Signature shoe unveiling. But before that, the moment has arrived in 2026. Nike has released the first official spot centered around the women's basketball superstar. Travis Scott, the Kelce brothers, Michael Che is in it from SNL. Lisa Bluder is in it. It's hilarious. She's in it. Stephanie White's not. I love it. I love it. From Anywhere channels the bravado of Clark's fearless game and sets the table for the Indiana Fever star.
The punchline centers on her consistent ability to convert from literally anywhere on the court, reinforcing her reputation for fearless, deep shooting that has defined her playing style. The advertisement's quality exceeded expectations, particularly when compared to recent campaigns featuring other WNBA stars. Within the first hour of its YouTube release, responses flooded in praising the timing and execution. Comments repeatedly emphasized that this recognition was overdue, with several noting Clark should have received signature shoe treatment before her professional debut. Comparisons to Michael Jordan's early career hype emerged in discussions, suggesting Clark's brand potential reaches similar heights.
Channels the bravado of Clark's fearless game and sets the table for the Indiana Fever star to join the esteemed society of Nike signature shoes. So let's just go over here and we will watch this together. It's a good commercial, I think. It's certainly better than that bullshit A'ja Wilson commercial.
Hey, Caitlin! Can you make it from there?
Her previous season faced challenges with various setbacks, but she's now completely recovered and participating in USA basketball programs. The upcoming WNBA season holds tremendous importance, with concerns about potential labor disputes that could derail momentum. The advertisement successfully captures Clark's confident playing style while generating the excitement Nike needed to deliver. The From Anywhere theme perfectly encapsulates what makes her special as a player: the audacity to attempt and convert shots that seem impossible for most athletes. This campaign marks a significant milestone in Clark's commercial journey and sets expectations for what her signature shoe line will represent when it launches.
Can you make us from there? Hey, Caitlin, how about from here?
Come on, guys.
She can't make it from there. No chance.
Caitlin, from me to left?
You got it. I'm not even gonna ask.
Hey, Caitlin from here might be impressive. Am I right?
Whatever, Che.
So right here.
From there!
From anywhere.
Recent Nike promotional campaigns and various marketing initiatives have thrust Caitlin Clark back into widespread mainstream attention. While the initial explosion of popularity surrounding Clark was unprecedented, comparable perhaps to Stephen Curry's meteoric rise in 2016 and unlikely to be replicated at that exact intensity, current evidence demonstrates her relevance remains genuine and substantial. The authenticity of this sustained interest becomes apparent through multiple indicators. Shoe releases, Team USA discussions, and various commercial ventures all generate significant engagement. Perhaps most telling is that certain social media accounts, particularly trendy hoop stars, have resumed their regular pattern of posting content critical of Clark on a frequent basis. This particular account operates with transparent intentions, deliberately trolling and pandering to one audience while simultaneously rage-baiting another demographic.
From anywhere.
All right, well, looks like she can do it.
All right. So there you have it. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike on some miscellaneous song I've never heard of in the background playing, but I think it's a good ad. I do. It's going to be interesting to see the reception of this. It literally came out. Let's just take a look. Some fan reaction has come out. It came out 1 hour ago on YouTube.
The approach is obvious enough that it warrants a certain acknowledgement for its intentional provocation strategy. A fascinating new development involves fans creating viral content where they play a modified version of the traditional basketball game horse, except participants now spell out Clark instead. Video footage shows people attempting increasingly difficult shots, with each letter representing a new challenge. The format mirrors the classic playground game but transforms it into something explicitly connected to Clark's brand and shooting ability. One viral clip captures someone attempting a shot and immediately questioning whether they intentionally missed, followed by another participant successfully making their attempt while observers react with enthusiasm, asking if spelling out Clark counts as completing the game.
Let's just take a look. Some fan reaction has come out. It came out 1 hour ago on YouTube. Look who got her own Nike commercial on Xmas. Good for her. Fire. About time. Yeah, it's about time. It's about time. Perfection. She should have already had a shoe ready. Yeah, before she even played her first game. Now, this reminds me of the hype that Michael Jordan got. Yeah. And I think everybody's ready. They feel like...
Comments include people jokingly claiming they possess some Caitlin within themselves, a reference to her shooting prowess. This trend represents something significant from a marketing perspective. Nike has executed a particularly clever strategy in their promotional approach with Clark. They've incorporated influencers like Lethal Shooter into challenge-style content, essentially manufacturing what functions as organic TikTok trends.
Michael Jordan got. Yeah. And I think everybody's ready. They feel like that her branding, her being injured, hurt all kinds of things last year, right? But she's fully healthy. And now she's involved with USA Basketball. And, of course, the season is coming up, we hope. Boy, they better not strike. That'd be the worst move in the history of bad moves. Tell me what you think. Caitlin finally...
The company wields considerable influence, and if Caitlin Range becomes culturally embedded the way Jimmer Range and Steph Range, essentially the same concept, did, it achieves something remarkable. Consider how deeply Kobe became ingrained in popular culture. Anyone throwing crumpled paper into a wastebasket would shout the name, regardless of whether they followed basketball. If launching objects from considerable distances into targets becomes associated with shouting Caitlin Clark, regardless of the specific activity, that represents objectively valuable cultural penetration. The viral spelling game contributes to this phenomenon in meaningful ways.
Just everything. We saw it with the shoe. We saw it with Team USA stuff, where it's like, and this is where Caitlin Clark is relevant again. Trendy Hoop Stars is now posting anti Caitlin Clark shit on a near hourly basis now. That's an exaggeration, but Trendy Hoop Stars is now back on their anti Caitlin Clark grift. And look, it is, when it comes to Trendy Hoop Stars, that page, I actually don't mind that page because it's so obvious that they are trying to troll. And they are.
Some criticism has emerged, including jokes about Clark's shooting struggles during portions of last season, with detractors proposing nicknames like Caitlin Clank or references to turnovers. However, contextually, Clark dealt with injuries throughout that period. If shooting difficulties persist into the upcoming season, such nicknames might gain some legitimate traction. Compared to other attacks directed at Clark, these basketball-related critiques actually function as relatively harmless sporting banter.
Obvious that they are trying to troll. And they are pandering to one set of fans and intentionally rage baiting another set of fans. So you got to respect it. I will always have some respect for intentional rage bait. As a man who has definitely done my fair share of that in my content creation career, I'm not going to be really too disappointed, complain too much about that one. But yeah, honestly, we got to talk about this right here now. Is that people are now playing horse.
Nicknames rooted in actual gameplay, even unflattering ones, remain within acceptable bounds of sports discourse. References to shooting percentages or turnover rates constitute fair basketball commentary. This contrasts sharply with other attempted criticisms that venture into territory completely divorced from athletic performance, such as attempts to assign racially charged connotations to her fanbase by spelling her name with different letters. The distinction matters. Basketball-related nicknames, even mocking ones, stay within the realm of sports debate.
This right here now is that people are now playing horse. They're now playing horse videos.
CC on that beat. Hey, CC on that beat. Oh! I cannot see. Oh, you sold.
By the way, please tell me this was intentional. Please tell me that was intentional. Please tell me you were just there. You know what? We're gonna go and I'm out here. I'm trying to.
The broader phenomenon here carries significance for women's sports generally. Many observers fail to grasp just how positive these developments are. A peculiar dynamic has emerged where certain segments of basketball fandom became so invested in different players becoming the face of the WNBA, whether Paige Buchers or others, that Clark's actual emergence triggered resentment. Rather than celebrating mainstream attention for the league, some voices actively work to diminish her impact simply because she wasn't their preferred choice.
I'm out here. I'm trying to miss, because there is no way a human being just did that. There is no way a human being did that. Unintentionally.
Oh, you sold. But Caitlin wouldn't sell though. Clark it. Hey! Clark it. Oh, she actually made it. Clark it. Oh.
Anecdotal evidence illustrates this disconnect. Basketball veterans with decades of experience and no prior WNBA interest have suddenly started watching specifically because of Clark's style of play. One former elite player described watching her during summer months when NBA games feel less compelling, praising how she runs the court, distributes the ball, and approaches the game with a pace and vision that draws casual viewers. Clark demonstrably brought casual fans into WNBA viewership.
Is that Clark? Clark! Y'all think I got some Caitlin in me?
So basically, you're now seeing footage of a new trend on people playing horse, but it's Clark. Instead of horse, it's Clark. And it is a very interesting one. It is a very interesting one. it
Yet certain elements within the existing WNBA community appear determined to undermine this growth, creating an almost inexplicable situation where interested parties seem to actively sabotage their own league's expansion. The motivation remains unclear, but the pattern suggests something approaching deliberate self-sabotage by those who should most benefit from increased attention. Sue Bird previously made perceptive comments about how criticism of the WNBA was evolving, noting that mockery now resembles how NBA players get treated, meaning the league had become in on the joke, rather than the butt of the joke. Being ridiculed in the same manner as mainstream sports leagues actually represents progress, signaling cultural integration rather than marginalization. However, Bird subsequently criticized new fans, apparently failing to recognize these newcomers are precisely the demographic engaging with viral content, watching games, and making the league genuinely mainstream relevant for the first time in its history.
like it is. It's a good thing to see, and also if you look at it, like I'll talk a little bit more about this later. How the Nike have done a really, really smart thing with their marketing of Caitlin Clark for this, is that everything is about, they've got Lethal Shooter in on a challenge. They're almost making like a TikTok trend from anywhere, where it's now like, look, Nike have a lot of control on things. If it becomes
The positive aspects of this viral game trend extend beyond Clark specifically. Nothing prevents fans of Angel Reese, Paige Buchers, or other players from creating similar content, though admittedly Angel or Paige work equally well as 5-letter alternatives for the game format. The opportunity exists for any fan base to generate comparable engagement. Yet herein lies the fundamental tension. Longtime WNBA supporters spent years, even decades, requesting exactly this kind of mainstream cultural relevance.
if it becomes, it is already, where we had Jimmer range, we had Steph range, which is all the same thing. And now if it becomes Caitlin range, then you're like, okay, yeah. That's when everyone is. Just like, you didn't even have to know basketball. I'm 29. If you threw anyone who threw a piece of paper into a bin, Kobe. Like, if it becomes a thing where if somebody...
Now that it's actually happening, a vocal segment responds with "not like this" or "not with her," effectively demanding growth without accepting the specific catalyst that generated it. These fans face a clear choice: either embrace the league's growth with Clark as its primary face, or acknowledge that opposition to her actively harms the organization they claim to support. No middle ground exists. Caitlin Clark functions as the league's face.
Becomes a thing where if somebody, whatever they're shouting when they score, the further they are away, if they're throwing something from really far into something, it's Caitlin Clark. And that is an objectively good thing. And this is a good thing as well. Spelling out Clark. Be fair, clanking going from 1 to 30 is clarking it. I mean, in fairness, like, she was injured last year. If Caitlin shoots as badly next year, I'm okay. I'm okay with the Caitlin Clark nickname. You know what? Of all the, like,
She represents the primary draw for the vast majority of current WNBA viewers. While she's not the only attraction, the overwhelming majority of new and sustained interest traces directly to her presence. Anyone actively working to diminish Clark's profile or minimize her impact objectively works against the league's best interests and growth potential. Rather than tearing down the player who happens to be driving attention, supporting favored alternatives while respecting what Clark brings would serve the sport far better.